name's Aurora and welcome to your Legal Panel Gateway training for ISPs. I'm going to pop the URL below for Legal Panel Gateway. This link looks a little bit different to yours because today we're in a test environment, but it looks exactly like the LPG where you're going to get your new IRC work. First things first, to log in is you'll need to pop your email address in this field here and make sure that your email address is all lowercase. Then you'll press forgot your password and a code will be sent to your email address. Then you can log in and create your password for the first time. I'm entering in my username and I've got my password here. And I'm going to hit login. I'm going to take you around the LPG and show you some basics. It might seem a little bit fast, so I'm going to point out all of our help guides along the way. So firstly, when you log in, you can click help at any time. This opens up our help center. If you have any questions, you can type in keywords in this search. I've typed in order. It's giving us the steps of how we complete, how we can stop. It's going to show up with every single help guide that's related to the key words that we're entering to search. When we click into a help guide too, you'll find that there is screenshots so that you can visualize each of these steps. If you wanted to get in contact with me, you can click on the support button in the bottom right-hand corner. All you have to do is enter in your name here, your email address, how can we help you, I need help accepting an order, and press send. We've got a guide for this one, so that's pretty easy. We can direct you to the steps of how you can accept your new orders when they come in from IRC. In our help center too, you can always just click back and sort of go begin here too. If you wanted to have a look at some basics in the LPG, how to upload a key document, some other important stuff is here. So I'll also pop in my email address below, but when you hit this support button in the right-hand side, that also just shoots an email through to my team. So your IRC work is going to be coming in, and in the LPG, we call these work orders. So your work orders will come into your work list, and you just hit work list all to see these. For this example, ISP, I've got a bit of work that's not yet accepted because you've got 24 hours, I believe, to accept these engagements from IRC. But if you do have any questions about your internal process, your timelines, anything of that nature, you'll need to direct those questions to iCare. If you don't have their contact details, we can put you in touch with the right people there. So for this example, I'm going to show you how to accept a new job that's come in. It's going to pop into this orders not yet accepted. So I'm going to say, cool, I do want this one. This is just a test one that we've got here. So I'm going to hit acquire. Here we can view the job that's been sent through. So we can see, that this is related to the Department of Education, perhaps. We could see the person's name. We might even be able to see documents that have been uploaded by the CSP. And we'll have enough details here to be able to qualify whether our organisation can accept this or reject. So let's go over to where we started, which was the key personnel tab. When an order comes through, you'll need to specify who's working on this. So the key person is just the investigator working on this case. This is so that iCare can record these key details for reporting. So I'm choosing myself as I'm the main investigator here, or I can choose Adam. going to click submit. So now this is populated and this is going to show up, or I can accept and continue. Accept is just going to return me back to my work list. That's what where we first were. But let's say we've got some details that we want to add. So I'm going to hit accept and continue here. This is called an engagement. This means pretty much that ICARE is just engaging you to take place in this work. And it's got some key dates as well. So it's showing me the date that this was sent, the date that this ends. This is very important information because you need to make sure that you complete this work in a timely manner. So we've got a matter here. Let's click view on it. So we've got our engagement. So this has details about ICARE engaging with you. If we go over to the orders tab too, we'll see our engagement. We can also see examples of other deliverables here. So I'm going to come back into my work list. I'm going to accept my next ones so we can accept a deliverable together. So what we're doing, we're going into acquire. We're choosing our key personnel who's working on this. I'll choose Adam for this one. Hit submit. Always just pressing the green button. It's going to lead you to where the next best place to click is. And I'm going to press accept and continue on here. So here I can see I'm going to go into my matter itself and have a look at my other orders that I've got. So I have, under my orders tab, I have my initial advice and I have contact details too. So what we want to do is have a look at these status column, because guess what? It's the 29th. This is due today. That means that one's overdue. Okay, we've got work to do here. I'm going to hit acquire on this one and I'm going to make sure that I upload the correct documents. You've got to check with your internal guide here to what you've got to upload. You're going to then choose your best document type as well. You have specific document types that you can choose. So you've got either workplace conduct investigation plan, interim report, or final report. So we only want your group to use these 3 document types down the bottom. So for my first one, this is the plan. It says initial advice on this, but for you, it'll say exactly what you need. So I'm going to add my document in here. And, oh no, sorry, I'm going to hit choose first. And I'm going to add a document into here. I'm going to press add. Description, let's just say this was, for a particular person. I could put this here. I can put a date here too, but everything's going to save with our time and date stamps in the LPG. So as soon as you've updated the relevant document, you must hit work complete, okay? Doing this puts the time and date stamp on your work. You need to make sure that you have the right dates up in here, and then you can click submit your final claim. Fabulous. So now I'm going to hit back to search. I can go into my, I can now see that we have this initial advice orders being completed. Now I'm going to go into my next order because this one's 3 days overdue. We're going to do the same thing again. We're going to acquire it. We're going to go to our documents tab. We need to upload the relevant document, which is, in this case, I'm going to say interim report. I'm going to choose my document, upload it, and add it. I'm going to add into the description any other information that I might need. Hit submit. This now gives me the ability to hit work complete. Awesome. Because when I do this, it's putting, as I said, the time and date stamp on here. So cool. We hit back to search. Just make sure you're pushing that green button. And then when we go to our orders, we'll now see that we have completed our contact, completed our initial advice. Obviously, this is just a test. Yours won't be named this. And we will also need to ensure that all of these are completed. Okay, so that means you'll need to complete your engagement too. I'm going to acquire this because this is where we can actually press complete and we will upload a bill. So we are submitting our final claim. In the top right-hand corner, you'll see I've been approved for X amount of money. Yours will look a little bit different to this. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to make sure here that I'm adding the exact details on my invoice to the LPG. So for reporting purposes, the LPG needs you to break down your invoice. For each of the items that you have in your contract, they are in the LPG. We've got these items displayed on my screen right now. You'll see some are GST inclusive. This is why this one has a tick. We also have GST exclusive, the red ones. I'm going to choose that this is, we need a admin per hour. I'm going to say that from my team, it was Danny who was working on this in the item detail field. You might not have to put information. Once again, check with your internal process. And on this day, there was, or in this week, there was 34 hours. So I'm going to make a claim of 34 for this one here. And I'm also going to add my vehicle allowance too. So I'm going to add 20 to here. So once we match exactly what's on our invoices to our items here, line by line, and if you need any more, you can add more, then you're going to hit Submit Final Claim. So what we've done is we've made sure our deliverables are complete by uploading the documents to them and hitting Work Complete. Then we need to close the engagement and add our costs to the engagement order. We've added our costs. Now we need to upload that physical invoice and associate it to your internal payment system. So this is where you're going to enter in your invoice number. So that's from your system. And we've got the vehicle allowance here. And our other item didn't add because I did something incorrectly. So this is a very, very small invoice of $16.40. And I'm going to press submit. But if you ever have any trouble uploading, just let us know. You will also need to go to your documents tab and upload your physical invoice to there too. If you do have any internal questions, as I said, please get into contact with iCare. But if there's anything that we can do to help, we'd be more than happy to do so. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please reach out if you have any questions. I'll pop all of my details in the comments. Thank you.